Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now recently Helikon-Tex released this, which is the Helikon-Tex Fox hole bag. I was just intrigued by this. Mainly in my head I wanted to know how this worked, why this would be useful. So hopefully today this is what we'll have a look at. Now the actual bag itself is more like a pouch. It is a top loading dry bag. Very similar to the dry bags that you'll see out there. In fact, it is pretty much identical in its function to every dry bag that I've used in the past. So this is made from a ripstop nylon material. I can't find the denier weight on here. I'm going to guess it's around about a 300. It's not a particularly heavy bag, which I think is what works in its favour. It shouldn't be a heavy bag. It needs to be something that's light, that's something that's kind of this ad hoc pouch kind of thing. But when I say it works in exactly the same way as a traditional dry bag, it is the fact that you have your opening at the top, which you put whatever it is that you want to put in here. When it's in, give it a bit of a shake. There is a reinforced lip to this, so all you can do is if you hold the two buckles, now the buckles on here are Woojin buckles, you hold it, give it a bit of a turn, a bit of a roll it down 2 or 3 times, turn it round and then close it shut like that, and that is what I class as a traditional dry bag. So whatever you've got in here now will keep dry and away from the elements. Now I've checked the inside, so it does appear like the seams are stitched on here. It doesn't have any sort of TPU lining or anything like that, so I think it will keep things dry to a certain extent. I don't think you're going to be able to submerge this or use it as a flotation device. I don't think it's designed to be that. But if you're in a heavy shower, then you'll be able to keep stuff dry in here until you need to make a shelter, or I don't know, if you're on a day walk and you've got stuff in here, it will keep it dry until you get to somewhere that you'll be able to stay dry. Now hopefully you'll notice it is just a little bit more than a dry bag, because I think if it literally just was a dry bag, then there are lots of other dry bags out there that are cheaper than this. Now I say cheaper than this, again, this isn't expensive. I think this was about 30 pounds, 35 euros, something like that. I'll put the price here. There is a little bit more. So on the front here, hopefully you'll notice that there is some daisy chains along the front, so if you wanted to attach something to this, you can do. The daisy chain also works with the little bungee system that's on here at the bottom. You have 2 of these, what do you call them, like pinch tabs. So if you wanted to make sure something was nice and secure in there and you wanted to compress it down, so you can pull on both of these, and then if you want to release that, you press this here at the side, and it's exactly the same on the other side, which obviously when I'm trying to do on camera is always a faff, but it will allow you to get whatever it is in there out if needs be. The bottom, there's no additional padding on the bottom, although I guess this would be the bottom if you wanted to put it down on something. Again, I think this is meant to be carried either like this, mainly because on the back here you have 4 of these useful hooks. Now these hooks, these are the ones, I mean, I call these, what do I call these? I call these thumb breakers, because sometimes they're a bit of a pain to get off. But on the back here, so you pull these open, and then you can take these off. So they've actually done this in such a way that you can change the orientation of this. So you can pass it through here so that you can connect these to something in this manner, or you can pass it through here so that you can connect these vertically. So there's a little bit, well actually there's quite a lot of modularity on here. I'm just going to grab them bag for a second. So on the top of the Helikon-Tex Bergen, you can affix this to the top. On the bottom here, you can fix this so that it goes through those. But because these are now running side to side, if you wanted to put this onto some PALS webbing on the back of a backpack, All you have to do is just unfasten these, change the orientation on these, and you can have this. So when I think of packs like the Savota Jacari, the small, or yeah, I suppose any of the ones, you can have these as ballast style pouches on the side of each of those. So I think in that manner, it's actually really useful that these are on here. But of course, if you didn't want to use it for those and you wanted to take these off, then of course you can take all 4 of these off and just use it as a pouch. You've got a handle at the top. The way that these dry bags work, it just naturally creates a handle. I can get all my 4 fingers in there. I can, you know, I can go on a walk. I can carry it just like this. But what they've added to this is an extra part, which again is very good. So through this back panel here, and I call this the back mainly because this is the back pit that you'd attach to a bag. At the top and the bottom there are some hook and loop. So at the top here there is one tab that you can pull out, and then at the bottom there is another tab that you can pull out with some webbing. Now they've also been very clever with this as well. So on the inside here you'll be able to see that there is some hook, or there's some loop, and then on the inside here you have some loop as well. So no matter whether you take this out or you keep it in there, there's always some hook and loop there to keep it closed. And then you run the strap over and you've got something that you can just take with you. It works like a sling pack. You can bring it round to your front, get whatever it is that you need out of it. I suppose you'd probably have it that way, wouldn't you really? Mainly so that this was here at the top. It's really cool like that. But it doesn't stop there, mainly because this is fully adjustable. So, I mean, at the moment I've got this pretty much at its widest. I'll leave a note here just how wide you can get this. But then you can also wear it as a waist pack as well. There's an awful lot that you can do with this. There really is. Now, as far as what you can carry in here, really, I mean, I guess you're limited by your own imagination. The capacity of this is 4.5 litres. Now, I was just messing around this morning. I was like, what can I genuinely fit in here? So, just in case you were concerned, because I know you're waiting for this piece of the content, yes, this is Tactical Teddy Bear compliant. But in here, I've also got one of these old masks that we used to wear in 2020 because the government said that we had to wear one of these masks. Although Tesco, Asda, Morrisons and Sainsbury's don't allow you in the store wearing one of those masks. How weird. I've also got I've got a cap in there just in case I need it. I've got some spare gloves, again, just in case I need them. When it's empty, it fits perfectly flat. If you wanted to, you can completely roll this up. And it is, loop that round there, the size of a, what's that energy drink? Obviously there's lots of other energy drinks, but it's the size of a Red Bull can. It really is that small. If you wanted to fit more in here, again, I'm just gonna have to reach down for a second. But I've got a, what's this? This is a 1/2 litre container. So that will still fit in and it will slide all the way down to the bottom. I've then got a litre Nalgene style bottle. I can still roll this. Now, I can't roll it as much. Usually you need to get at least 2 or 3 rolls. I'm kind of on 2 at this point. But it will still hold all of that. This isn't an efficient way of holding those 2. Most people will probably have a cup that you can slide your bottle into, which I mean I could with this one, but it's got a little cap in there. But I suppose I might as well show that I can. That will fit in there, and then I've got my cup. I can probably put some fire starting equipment in there. Here is my tramontane jacket that will fit in there as well. So I've got enough in here to keep myself dry. I've got enough in here to keep myself hydrated, and I could put this on the side of my bag. So I'm out for the day and I've just made up camp. I'm going to go for a bit of a walk, see a local site. Maybe there's somewhere that I want to go and check out. Take this off, sling it on, and then I'm off walking. It's a strange bag. And I mean strange in the nicest way. I always tell my daughters, if anybody ever says to you, you're strange, the only reply to that is, oh, thank you. It does things that I just didn't realise that I would want to have in a bag. And it just does them in a great way. I think when I first got this, I wasn't really too sure how I would use this. I have other bags that I probably will go to. So if I'm on just a normal day walk, then I probably wouldn't take this. Although I suppose I would do, because if I was going on a day walk and just taking the dog with me, then I'd want to take some water for the dog. I could fit some food in here. I could fit my lightweight jacket in just in case of the rain. I could put my phone, my keys in here as well. It's a strange bag. It is a strange bag. However, it's not a particularly expensive bag. So I think having a couple of these, instead of maybe purchasing some pouches to go onto the side of a bag, having a couple of these instead, that you could then leave your bag at camp, you could go off and do something extra. Yeah, a very strange bag. However, as I say, I certainly don't take strange as a negative thing. I think there's quite a lot of things that you could use this for, but it really is one of those that on a whim, for your 35 euros, I'll check how much this actually costs. On a whim, to pick one of these up, you'll get it and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, actually, yeah, I'll use it for this and I'll use it for that. I didn't know where this piece of content was going, mainly because of what such a strange little bag this is. Hopefully I've helped. I hope it's helped, because if it hasn't, and you're still at the end of this thinking, what the bloody hell would I use that for, then I've not done my job here today, have I? I've done a terrible job and I do apologise for it now. So yeah, I picked this up myself from Helikon-Tex. I will leave some links below so that you can see more from Helikon-Tex and the Foxhole bag. I'll leave some of my social media links here on Moorlander EDC and my other channel, Moorlander Tactical. But for now, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Bloody little flies biting you. Bugger off. Shitbags. Hi. Just hi. You know, hi. Why do I always need to start by introducing myself? You should know who I am by now. I'm just going to start with a hi. Hi. How's it going? Hi. So, role playing here. I'm Mr. Helikon-Tex, and I'm Mr. Moorlander. Hi Helikon-Tex, I'd love to work directly with you guys more often, and you can send me some cool stuff, and we could be partners and stuff. It'd be amazing. Can you show us some examples of what you've done with us? Yeah, of course. Here's all of this other stuff. I noticed you've done one for the Foxhole. I did. You called it strange. I know. I wouldn't have called it strange. Is that all you've got to say? Yes. Yes, it is. It's a strange bag, and yet it's a very useful bag. Oh, there's these stupid little midgy fly things. Stupid flies. So yeah, there you go. Strange bags. Hope you're having a lovely day. Hope you're having a lovely day. Yeah, see you in a bit.